can a $33 vacuum sealer actually change the way you go through storage of your foods and how you prep and saving you time? Does it actually hold up to what it says? And will it perform? And one big thing, I've got a huge hack for you guys on how to preserve your chips without using one of the other bags. Watch to the end to see what we do around our house and what works really well. I set out to find the most reviewed, most highly reviewed, least expensive vacuum sealer on Amazon. I came across the Bonsenkitchen, and it comes with your 5 bags, and it comes with some accessories, which we'll talk about. I'm gonna leave the link for both the actual Bonsenkitchen sealer and extra bags as to where you get them from. And in this review, we're gonna just go over how this thing works, how I put it to use, and basically where you can get the bags. Also, can you get bags besides the ones from Bonsenkitchen? Can you use any of the other ones or not? And then what are these accessories for? So to dive in, you basically just plug it in. Let me show you a couple things really quickly because we'll be referring to them. This right here is your actual vacuum chamber. That's where the end of the plastic bags need to line up with to do its vacuum suction properly. And this right here is the sealer. So basically the end part is here. It's gonna first vacuum the air out, and then it's gonna go ahead and seal it for you from top to bottom. And this is the top part of it where it's just basically pressing that bag down. You've got the 2 locking mechanisms here. When you place the bag in here, you want 3 inches minimum at the top of the sealant. And what you would do is the opening line here would end up right there in that chamber, if you can see that. And this is where it's gonna end up sealing it. So once it's in place, you wanna bring this down. You wanna hear that clicking sound right there. So that means it's locked in place and ready to go. So we have 5 different buttons here, and those are for each different functions. The first one is on and off. When you plug it in initially, it'll go on by itself, and then you can basically hit that again to turn it off. The second one is for that accessory that I talked about. The accessory, really, really important. It goes on to the one side here. By the way, this comes out easily. Don't think you broke it. You just basically push it back in, make sure it's all the way in. So one of the things to keep in mind, if you're gonna use this accessory, there's a seal inside of here that you have to press this hard enough and all the way in to push that seal open before it actually starts functioning. And then once you have that in, depending on what kind of a container or bag you're using and what type of nipple it has for the sealant, you wanna use one or the other one of these. This one just basically plugs into here, and this is for the containers that's got the little nipple on top, and you click that on, and it starts basically doing its thing on suctioning. This is for now a different kind, and again, this goes here, make sure this is all the way in as well. So that's how that's gonna work. And to wash it, by the way, this little silicone thing does come off. We're not gonna really use this today. It's pretty self-explanatory as far as if you have the jars or the specific plastic bags with the nipples on them, how to use this. But in order to use this accessory, you are gonna use that accessory function button here. And on this side of it, depending on what you're doing, the accessory is gonna start doing the air suction from here. And it's not self-time, meaning if I press it once, it starts and it'll just continue going until I hit it again or press the on and off button, which the on and off button will act like a stop button when you're doing any of these functions. Here's a quick example of what I'm saying. Press that. The suction is starting to work here. If I don't do anything with this, it'll just keep going. And I think it times out after a minute or 2. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep going. And if you want it to stop, you press that again. If you're doing a bag and the bag is basically like wet or you've got liquids in there, any of those things, you wanna use just the seal. You're not gonna be able to vacuum and seal in this one because obviously if you're gonna do vacuum and seal, it's gonna suck all that liquid out. You're gonna have everything spread out here. It's gonna be a mess. And then it's gonna seal it for you. It basically defeats the purpose. So what you wanna do is just have whatever liquid form in here, pop it like I showed you before, and you only press the seal button and it'll give you a seal line with everything in there. you most likely will need to put this elevated to keep the liquids down while you're sealing it. The second part of it is the pulse vacuum. And the pulse vacuum is just for items that you don't necessarily want crushed. So meaning pretzels, chips, anything fragile, popcorn maybe you've made and you want to go ahead and store it for a few days. Go ahead and use the pulse, watch the bag getting vacuumed to the desired amount, and then you can hit the stop button, which is again the on and off button. At that point, make sure you seal it before you take it off of here. Then you've got the vacuum and seal button, which the vacuum and seal button is going to do the two functions all at once. That's for any dried rub meats or nuts, anything like that, that you want it to actually be vacuumed to the max amount, which will stop by itself and seal it all at the same time. So that's one button for both functions at the same time. So one of the things that's going to really showcase the power of this thing is going to be our empty can test. We'll put one of those in here and see how much of this air it can crush out. And remember I mentioned we want to have that 3 inches. We've got plenty of space right there. We'll put that right there and we'll test out. Ready? We'll do the vacuum and seal button at the same time. Let's see how it does. Guys, that was pretty fun and impressive. Check that out. Got a really nice seal line right there. Pretty solid. Look at that all the way through. Look at that seal line. And look what it did to the can. So that's what I meant. If you are putting any chips or anything like that in here, you want to make sure that you're using the pulse, because otherwise it'll just crush all your chips and, you know, that's a waste. But again, the vacuum power of this little thing for $32, $33 and some change, really impressive so far. So let's go ahead and we'll keep this to see how long it's going to seal this for, and it will keep it crushed like this, or if you're going to get any type of air leaking in. Let's go ahead and see the big part, which is chicken from Costco, and how I go through that process, basically dividing up the chicken and then sealing it, putting it in the freezer, and then some of it for dinner this week. Let's go ahead and go through that really quickly. All right, so one of the things I like to do with these is fold these over any of the bags that you use, because when you're putting the chicken in there, you want to make sure that you're not getting the outside part of the bags, any juices and stuff running down and having to wash it or cross-contaminate. I always like doing that, just kind of placing it, especially if you're by yourself and you're trying to get this done. Place them like that so you can throw in the chicken nicely. I'll do that to all my bags. Once you have a couple of them in there, they sit on their own really nicely. And by the way, my fold is about 1.5 inches. And so if I fold it out, I'm kind of giving myself that line of 3 inches too as to how far I can fill this up. So that's kind of important too while you're doing this. It's easy to get carried away and wanted to fill it up all the way. So I've got basically transferred the 3 chicken bags to these ones. There's a little bit of olive oil in there. So let's see how it does with that. Just a little bit of liquid. Should be fine. You can see it from here from the top. And again, I've got more than my 3 inches up here. Placing it here correctly. Make sure that's snapped on. And then the vacuum and seal button. You see the liquid running up? Let's see how it does. That's really pulling all the juice right now. I don't know if you can see that. So that might create a little bit of a mess, even though it was just a little bit of olive oil and not much more. Yep. As you can see, there's a little bit of liquid there at the top, which really creates a cross-contamination. But one major thing to see here, look at my seal line. Because of that liquid oil going in between here, can you see that right there? It did not form a full seal. So if you were to put this now in the freezer or fridge thinking that this is food safe, you've got a leak in there, you're either gonna have a mess or your food is gonna go bad much earlier than anticipated. This wasn't that much liquid. And even if the chicken was completely dry, it would still probably suction some of that just regular water and stuff that's around that chicken through it here again, which would create a mess. Now, one of the things you want to make sure, we didn't get any liquid on this, but you can't always be 100% sure. And to be safe, because we're going to do other stuff, we don't want to cross-contaminate. So we're going to wash this thing thoroughly and make sure with like a towel and soap water, you clean all this again so you're not cross-contaminating in any way. So because we had a fail with the automated vac and seal process, we went ahead and just did the pulse on manual, and then now we're going to do a seal on manual as well. And this way, we're not getting all the oils and all the liquid up, and we should be able to get a full seal without a problem. There it is. Pop it open. And there, we've got a full seal on this one. And no cross-contamination. It's not a full vacuum, but it does the job for us, and it allows us to store it. This one here was a fail. So again, on automated with liquid, this was a fail, but you can do it manually and get there. I'm gonna show you guys the chips and see how that works. We've got one bag left. And again, even for this, I like to just fold it over. It just makes it so much easier to operate. But just make sure when you're folding it over, you're not tearing the seals on the side. Hey, in case I've forgotten to say it, this is not sponsored by any means. We purchased this ourselves to put it through the test and bring you the results. This is also great if you're gonna just like, going camping or anything like that, and you wanna ration one of the big bags of chips for throughout your camping or throughout your trip. This is another way to kind of put them in smaller bags, keep them fresh for each day that you're gonna want some. I'm gonna use the pulse here again, okay? Because if you go anything more than that, your chips are gonna crumble, as you saw with the can here. Pulse, and that's good, I think. And then we'll seal that. Keep that on here until that light goes off. That's when the sealing process is finished before you pop this open. Done. One of the things I want to see, I've always been wondering, I know some other people too, would this actually work after opening a bag of chips? Can we reseal it? Let's see. Pulse. So we know this part would work until you hear the chips cracking because I can't see them. Let's see if the seal works. Dun, dun, dun. It worked. So this is the hack that I was telling you about at the beginning of the video. It's sealed as if it was done through the factory. This bag of chips can go back in there for a week. I don't even have to worry about it. There you have it. From OnToReviews, bringing you hands-on reviews and some hacks that we use around the house. Okay, so all in all, putting it through the different tests, for the $33, this thing has been impressive. I would definitely buy this again. And it did all the basic things that we needed to do. I'll put the link also for bags that are usable with this. By the way, on their listing, we didn't see anything about the bags being recyclable or BPA free. So as always, we're doing hands-on reviews. This was one of the 7 different vacuum sealers that we picked. This was the least expensive ones. We've picked the top 7 in different price categories based on the reviews and the ratings that other customers have left. We're bringing it to you guys hands-on, giving you guys our results, whether we would buy these again or not. So come back for all the other ones that we're gonna do and all the other hacks and how we use these things around our house to stretch that dollar, to save ourselves time while eating well and staying healthy. OnToReviews, subscribe if you haven't, and give this a like. Thank you guys so much.